quarterback, and then ran track in the spring of 1960, where he was a regional finalist in the hurdles and also qualified for state in the discus. In football, Joe quarterbacked probably the most talented team prior to Gordon Wood's arrival. That was the 1959 team, and when Gordon saw him on film, he just said, wow. It was interesting that year, and the Fort Worth Star-Telegram had an article, and it was on the front page of their sports section, and it was titled, "The Biggest Team in Texas." And it was an article on the Brownwood Lions and their offensive line. Their offensive line that year averaged 227 pounds a guy. It was the biggest in the state of Texas. If you went out there today with an offensive line that averaged 227 pounds, you know, coaches would be doing a double take. But that's how much the game has changed. That's how much the players have changed. Joe was also an outstanding baseball player, both in Little League and in the Brownwood Teenage Baseball program. That was before we had high school baseball. His teams achieved state championships at both levels, and his Little League team made it to the national regionals before getting knocked out. Joe was the regional Golden Gloves champion here in Brownwood 4 different years, in 57, in 58, in 59, and 60. And by the way, Gordon was a boxer too. At Charlton State from 1960 to 64, he was captain of the football team and named to the All-Texas team. In 1963, he was named outstanding lineman as a receiver. He played pro ball in Canada for 4 years. He earned degrees from both Charlton and North Texas, which led him to a 36-year coaching career. And more than just a coach, he won Teacher of the Year honors on 2 different occasions. He started out as an assistant football coach and head baseball coach at Richland High School, where he amassed a 170-win, 30-loss record and the school's first district title. He served as head football coach and AD at San Saba High School and then Electra, where in 1978 the school had its best record in over 20 years. At Stephenville, he was an assistant under Leon Manley for 3 years and then head coach and AD for 6 years. In 1982, that team had their best record in over 30 years. After serving as coordinator at Brownwood Junior High under Randy Allen, he became the longest tenured head coach ever at Lubbock High School. There, his team posted its best record in over 25 years. Joe was Coach of the Year 4 times, published a book called Motivation of the High School Athlete, served on the board of the Texas High School Coaches Association, was a guest lecturer at several clinics, was a TV color commentator, was one of the originators of 7-on-7 football in the state of Texas, and was inducted into the Top of Texas Hall of Fame. He and his wife of 55 years, Betty, are members of this church. They have 2 daughters as well as 5 grandchildren and 6 great-grandchildren. Coach Wood made it known very publicly that Joe Loudermilk was a favorite of his. I don't know that we've ever inducted, aside from his own coaches, I don't know that we've ever inducted anyone into the Hall of Champions that Coach Wood thought more of than this man. It's a great honor for me to present to you for induction into the Gordon Wood Hall of Champions, Mr. Joe Loudermilk.
I'm the same guy?
That's it. That's it.
That doesn't sound right to me. Having been a former Lion, do you know how special it is to have 2 grandsons playing for the Lions?
Amen.
That's very special to me. When Coach West called me to inform me of this, I wanted to write it down, and I wanted to give my first thoughts, and I didn't have any paper. So I used a garbage sack. Coach called me about my induction, and I had no words to tell him. I was totally speechless and shocked. This is too big for me. To get a call like that from a friend and a coach that himself has been inducted into the Texas Hall of Fame, and to tell me that I had been chosen to represent my hometown and my mentor was awe-inspiring. I could not believe it. To be inducted into the Gordon Wood Hall of Champions was just something that I could dream about. But I want to tell you, I didn't do it alone. There are so many people that have helped me along the way. Number one is my one and only Betty, Loudermilk of 55 years, that has stuck with me through thick and thin, and many a losing season too. Thank you. She also had to sit in the stands with Coach Wood in the old stadium. Y'all can remember that, while he explained to her how much fertilizer that you're supposed to put on the field. I never will forget her telling me that after the game, you know. And I was trying to comprehend what she was telling me, and she said, Coach Wood was telling me how much fertilizer to put on the field. And I couldn't even believe it myself. But that's coaches for you. Am I right, Steve? That's coaches for you. You're all